Today, we're making nachos. I'm going to be showing you how I make my loaded nachos. This is just going to be the basic version, but if you want to add some minced beef on there or some like pulled chicken, you can do. But we're just going to go for the kind of basic way today because personally, I think they're the best this way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off by making our salsa. So what I like to do for this is I like to get some cherry tomatoes and I like to cut them into 8. So I halve them again, and then I halve those again. This might seem a little bit fiddly and it takes you a long time, but I just do feel like this is so much better than a shop-bought salsa. Once you've sliced up your tomatoes, you then want to just get half a red onion and you want to dice it quite finely to add into your salsa too. Okay, in that goes. Followed by a generous handful of coriander. Now, I got taught the other day that you're actually only ever meant to cut herbs once. So you're not meant to cut them and then recut them and recut them because they lose some flavor. So you want to kind of bunch them up as small as you can, fold them in on each other like this, and then start slicing. And in it goes. And then finally, we're going to add a chili, which I love to chop from my chili tree. So these are actually quite spicy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to halve them and I'm going to take the seeds out because the kids are going to have these nachos as well. Otherwise, it just blows their head off. Once those are chopped nice and finely, they're just going to go into your salsa too. Last thing we're going to add is a squeeze of lime. Now that all your ingredients are in, we're going to give this a nice little mix around to combine all those delicious flavors. A little bit of salt and pepper. Then we're just going to set that to one side. The next part of our nachos that we are going to make before we actually make the nachos is our guacamole. And I do think you need a lot of guacamole to have a good nachos. So I have got 2 avocados here, which I'm just going to half de-stone and then take out the flesh of. Then I'm going to add in the other half of the lime juice that I didn't use when I made the salsa. I actually am going to add the juice of another lime. Those limes weren't actually that juicy, and I do think you need a good amount of lime juice in a good guacamole. Mash, 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 mash it all up. Right, so what I have done, I will confess, I've slightly cheated when it comes to the sour cream. You can make your own, it's very easy. How I do mine is just some natural yogurt, more lime juice, and some salt. But I had some in the fridge already, so I've actually just got some shop-bought sour cream here instead. So now we're going to start constructing our nachos, and I feel like the construction process all comes down to layering. So I'm going to pour in some of my tortilla chips. Then I'm going to get some grated cheddar cheese, and I'm going to put a generous layer on top of my chips here. Nothing worse than sort of eating the top part of your nachos and then have nothing underneath, just a bare crisp. So we're going to pop a layer there, and then we're going to go back in with some more chips before layering up again. I often find that when you get nachos, all the ingredients, all the toppings are sort of just plonked in the middle, and the outside chips don't have any of this delicious melted cheese, which is why I like to put my cheese everywhere, but then I am going to plonk the other ingredients in the middle. Right, cheese is on. These are going to go into the oven on 190 degrees centigrade just for between 5 and 10 minutes, or until your cheese has nicely melted. Ooh, that cheese has been grilled to perfection. Okay, so now we're just going to load them up. So I'm going to go in with, I'm not going to put it in the middle, I'm just going to scatter it all around so it's nice and evenly distributed, the topping. Good nachos definitely come down to a lot of topping. Lastly, let's go on with our sour cream. There you have your fully loaded nachos. There is no one that's going to be missing any topping on these. All that's left to do with this is tuck in and enjoy. Fresh, flavoursome, and absolutely delicious. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Excuse-moi.